Hey friends, it's Missy again. Thanks for joining me today. I'm back with a new layout for the Shimmerz education team. And don't forget to mention my name in the comments section when you are checking out. When you're shopping at the Shimmerz store, you can get one mini surprise freebie in your order. So I was in the mood to create something rainbow, and I went through all of my Shimmerz sprays and pulled out the brightest, boldest rainbow colors that I could find of the colors that I have. And I'm going to use white cardstock as my background because I felt like it would be the best to really let all of these bright rainbow colors shine and not be too distracting. So I'm going to have a very colorful background. That's clear gesso that I'm covering on my paper. And to do this technique, I kind of call this the reverse packaging technique. It's very easy and it's really cool because you're going to get a different look every time. So I'm just going to spray my, well, this one got clogged. I need to unclog it by running it under some warm water. But this is a Coloringz called My Bleeding Heart. It's a true red color. And I'm just going to kind of create a collage of rainbow colors here on this 12 by 12 plastic. That orange color is called Freshly Squeezed. Then I've got more of a golden yellow color called Lil Yellow School Bus. I've got No Yoking. I've got, let's see, the green color is called Spritz, 4-leaf clover. I've got Frostbite, Jeni B Bleu, and Princess in there as well. I took my paper, flipped it over, and smushed it down. And look at the cool shape that I get here. Now you couldn't get this same shape again if you tried, so every time you do this it's going to be different. But what I really love is you can see where I scraped on the gesso. Do you see those stripes? I didn't even try to do that, it just happened. So that's another cool thing that you could do for texture is scrape your gesso on with a palette knife, and you're going to get some instant background shapes and pattern without even trying. So this is a very unique shape. I'm going to work with it. I didn't want to do the whole rainbow smushing technique again because it would kind of muddy up some of the colors. I would never be able to line them up perfectly straight. So I'm going to just kind of leave it as is and work around it. And I'm just going to add some splatters in most of the colors again. And I love how that looks. You could really see each of the colors there, even though some of them blended together. I think it's really, really pretty. And I'm gonna go with a black and white picture on this simply because I've got so much color going on. I would never find the perfect photo that would really complement all of those colors, and so black and white is going to make sure that everything matches. Now this is another Coloringz. It's called Night Moves, and it's solid black. It's perfect for ink splatters. I know I got going a little faster earlier. The Jeni B Bleu, the Frostbite, and the Princess, which are the two blues and the purple, those are all Vibez. The green 4-leaf clover is a Spritz, and the rest of them are Coloringz that I used. So I'm just going to kind of work around the shape here. I'm going to put my photo over on the left so I don't cover up any of those colors. Now, I've had these for a while. I have not used them yet. These are some of the newer Shimmerz stamps, exclusive to Shimmerz. You can find these in the shop. This is a set called Bed of Roses, and I think it is so pretty. I'm just going to get brave here and stamp right on the background. I wanted to have some of these flower shapes kind of peeking out from behind the pictures. So I'm just going to stamp a couple of these big flowers and then some of the leaf clusters. And I love how that black looks on top of this colorful background. And I'm just using an ink pad from my stash that is black archival ink, and so it's not going to run if I decide to add any more liquid to my background. And it stamps really well on top of the gesso and on top of the sprays. So the rest of this layout is going to be me pulling random things from this little bin of random things that I have on my desk. It's kind of odds and ends. These are some Project Life cards that I got at Hobby Lobby several years ago. I just like the bold colors. These are some glassine bags that are white with orange polka dots that I found on clearance at Michael's several years ago. I'm literally just pulling out random things that match any of the colors that I've got going on here. So I don't use a specific collection for this. It's kind of what I call an odds and ends layout, where you just pick things that match from wherever you can grab it. And I have this blue Dollar Tree little bucket square bin thing, and whenever I have little odds and ends left over, it goes in there, and that's what I'm pulling from here. I've got some freckled fawn stickers. Those epoxy circle stickers are from a very old citrus twist kit from years ago. I decided to add some pink in at the last minute, and so I pulled out the Coloringz Pretty in Pink and just do a little bit of smushing over on the left, because I felt like, you know, I know in a true rainbow it starts with red, but I wanted to add some pink. I just thought it was pretty, and it's very subtle, and just a little bit over on the left. These are some Me and My Big Idea stickers that I got randomly. I know I've said random. That must be the word of the day. I bought them on a whim at Michael's. They just came in a 3-sheet of sticker pack. And then I'm going to add in a couple of very old Amy Tangerine enamel type epoxy stickers. And then that little purple flare that I added at the bottom was in a pack of their actual pins that you could pin on your shirt or something from the dollar bin at Michael's. And then these are some Simple Stories Carpe Diem, I think these are I Am Carpe Diem, little washi tape strips. The red matched, the yellow matched. I was kind of on a roll with digging through this bin and finding things that matched. And so kind of what I'm thinking I'm going to do is just scatter little embellishments around where each color is. And I wanted to kind of limit myself to things that I found on my desk, because I've got so much hoarded on my shelves. I was thinking to myself, I don't even know where to start digging to find all these different colors. You know, what collection would I look for, and how old of a collection do I want to go back? I don't even know. So I thought, just dig through this bin and see what you can find, and it actually worked. Now I realized that when I added all these layers in behind the picture, I covered up most of that flower that I stamped. So I'm going to kind of do that again and just bring it down a little bit lower so you can still see it. And you're not even really going to be able to see the very first one that I stamped because I covered it up. But now you can see it. And I really like how this is looking. I really feel you cannot go wrong with a rainbow color scheme. It's so pretty and it's just so colorful. And the little purple flare button, it's got an ice cream or popsicle on it, and it was the perfect color of purple, so it's gonna go there. Now I pulled out my thread. Again, thread is a great embellishment to use. It always allows you to add a pop of color in just the right spot where you need it. It's gonna give you some awesome texture, and it's just gonna add some fun messiness to your layout if you like messiness. You may not be a thread person, and that's perfectly fine. If that's not your jam, then you can totally omit that. But you know me, I'm all about making a mess, and so thread is my thing. Added a little bit of pink over on the left, some orange on the right, some yellow on the bottom. I'm gonna stick a little thicker pop dot on that flare button so I can glue it down, because it, like I said, it has an actual pin on the back, and there was really no easy way to glue it. So here comes more thread. I'm going to add purple underneath the purple button. I'm going to add some aqua underneath the aqua piece. And I stuck those two little circle stickers on some white cardstock and cut them out. And now I'm going to pop them up so I can get some dimension out of those, so they won't just be stuck flat to the background. And I'm going to start to glue things down here because I know I don't want to move any of these things. I'm trying to keep everything tone on tone, keep everything green in the green spot, everything yellow in the yellow spot, as close as possible. You know, some of it's not perfect, but that's okay. So I found some more little doodads, things that matched. I found that random laugh puffy sticker. It was stuck to the back of something. I don't even know where it came from, but I'm going to use it because she was laughing. And I feel like I can put anything that's black anywhere on the layout, since I've got black splatters and I've got the photo black and white. Black is kind of like the one color that can go anywhere. I'm going to make my title black. Now these are actually some new puffy stickers. These are from my most recent hip kit, and they are from Pink Fresh Studio. And my title is going to be Summer for the Win, because I have this old, I've used this so many times, it's the pages aren't even attached anymore. It's a sticker book. It's got black and white stickers, and anytime I make a layout that's got a lot of black, it's my go-to. And I saw that For the Win, and I thought, how could I use that in a title? I'm going to use a couple of the other ones. Okay, now this was really fun. This is another stamp set by Shimmerz, and it's called Fresh Start, and it's got one of those layerable stamps. I don't know exactly what kind of flower this is, but I'm going to do this in sort of a messy way. I'm going to spray down some of the Freshly Squeezed and Lil Yellow School Bus, and it's going to make kind of a base blobby shape, kind of like the base of the flower. I wanted to incorporate more of the orange section on my layout, and so I'm just going to create a messy flower here. I'm going to add a little bit of pink for the next layer on top of it. And this is obviously going to look a lot more crisp if you use an actual ink pad. But since I'm using liquid here, of course it's going to kind of smudge and look kind of, like I said, blobby. That's not a word, but you know what I'm talking about. But that's okay, because I didn't want it to look perfect. I wanted it to look kind of messy. For the final layer with all the detail, I'm just going to use my black ink again and stamp right on top of it. And then I'm going to pick the one I like the best and fussy cut it out and kind of add it to the orange section, because I don't have a lot of the orange on here. I felt like a lot of it got covered up. So I'm going to fussy cut this out and then use it as a layer right on top of the picture. But it's also going to overlap the yellow section. So I'm going to add a little bit of yellow, and you can kind of see how it lines up. And then I found this random leaf. I know I used this on another Shimmerz layout months ago, and I can't even remember what I colored it with. It might have been a gelato. It might have been Shimmerz. I don't know. It was, again, it was in my random bucket of stuff, along with this Simple Stories sticker sheet and that little sunshine. I'm going to use that sunshine right where it is, even though it's kind of technically not touching anything yellow. I felt like, you know, it's a summer layout. I need a little sun on there. And it says Rise and Shine, and I just thought it was cute. I'm also going to use some stickers from this little colorful sticker sheet here. This is also from my most recent hip kit, and it is from Pretty Little Studio. Lots of pretty colors. I'm just going to use yellow, green, and a little black one that says, I think it says Good Stuff, and an orange heart. That's also from Simple Stories. Black clear stickers. I'm going to use a couple of hearts. I'm kind of just grabbing what I can and looking at it and seeing if I have anything that could work. And it was a lot of fun to do that, because I felt like I got a lot of my older stash used up. I'm going to use my T-square ruler here to add in a couple of lines and then write in some journaling. If you've watched my channel for any amount of time, then you know I love to scrap pool pictures, whether they're in color or black and white. And so this is just another cute random pool picture. Now I dug this washi tape. It's from Michaels. Dug it out of my bin, and it matched perfectly. Look at this, like the perfect shades from green to blue to purple. I had to use that. And then I went through my Spiegel Mom Scraps Stash O sequins, and I had colors to match. Yay! So I'm gonna use sequins in every little color area there. And you can kind of see I used some green ones, some blue ones, purple, pink, red, yellow. And then this was a bag that I think some of my Spiegel Mom Scraps sequins came in one time. And I'm going to put a little torn part at the bottom and at the top for pops of black and white again, just to give something to the top and the bottom. And then off camera, I'm going to stitch around the perimeter of the layout using all the rainbow colors of thread. So I do a little bit of a pink section, a red section, so on and so on, all around in a big square. And you should be able to see that. It's very hard to, because I know that the layout's so bright, but I did the stitching around the edge there. But I did add the date and a little bit more of black splatters, but that's the final layout. I love how this turned out. It's so much fun to start with just a blank background and create your own background using the shimmers and then kind of filling everything in based on what you've got. So I hope you try this technique with spraying everything down first and then smudging your paper on top of it instead of the other way around, and see what you can come up with. It's really fun. You never know what you're going to get. You could do any kind of color scheme at all. I'm going to have all of the colors that I use listed below, so check that out. Thank you so much for stopping by today, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.